Almas. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite Indian appetizers, onion pakoras. It's basically onion that's spiced up, battered, and fried into crispy yumminess. So let's go over the ingredients we're going to need. I have 1 large onion sliced, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 2 serrano peppers sliced, 1/3 cup chopped coriander, 1½ teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of rice flour, a 1/2 cup of chickpea flour, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and some vegetable oil to fry up our onion pakoras. Okay, so let's get started with our onion pakoras. So we're gonna go ahead and start by adding our turmeric and red chili powder to the onions, and our cumin seeds, our serrano peppers, the coriander, and we're gonna take a 1/2 teaspoon of the salt. Now that we have all of our ingredients ready for our onions, I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay, that looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside and we can get started on the dry mixture. Okay, let's go ahead and work on our dry ingredients. We're gonna add the rest of the salt to our chickpea flour, and we're gonna add our rice flour to our chickpea flour. And I'm just gonna use a whisk to stir it all up. Okay, we're ready to add our extra virgin olive oil to our flour mixture. And we're pretty much gonna stay messy with our hands the rest of the way through. So I'm gonna mix this up, just incorporate that oil in to the flour. Okay, that looks great. And now we're gonna add that to our onions. Okay, that looks pretty evenly incorporated. It might look like it's kind of dry, but it's actually going to be perfect when we fry it up because it'll stay nice and crispy. All right, we're ready to fry up our onion pakoras. So I'm going to go ahead and add some oil. Just enough, because we're not deep frying it, just enough to drop some of the pakoras in. So let's let that oil heat up for a minute or two. And then we're going to be ready to drop in our onion and pakora batter. So you're going to take a small handful, like probably about a tablespoon. I prefer to use my hand because I like the shape that we get with our onion pakoras versus actually using like a tablespoon or like an ice cream scoop to drop them in. It looks kind of too perfect. So traditionally, you're just going to drop it in with your hand like this. So I've had the oil at a medium heat. And we're gonna go ahead and test it out to see if we're ready to fry it up. So I'm just grabbing one of the onions and just placing it in there, and you see it's ready because it's starting to sizzle up. So we're good to get started. So here's my first little drop that I'm gonna pop in there. And I'm probably gonna do about 4 at a time. Depending on what size pot you use, you just don't want to overcrowd. So we have them in a really beautiful golden brown color. And I just have a plate with some paper towels set on the side. I'm just going to scoop them out and set them on there so the paper towels can absorb the oil a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue dropping the onion batter in, and this is going to give you about 15 to 18 onion pakoras. Okay.
Almas, why do you like pakoras?
I like anything fried. I mean, you really can't go wrong with like fried, battered, spicy food, right? Like, it's so good. And it really actually reminds me a lot of like my childhood growing up. I grew up Muslim, and we celebrated Ramadan every year. So that's when you're basically fasting. And my mom would make pakoras for us to break our fast with. So maybe not the healthiest option to break your fast with, but definitely really yummy. Alright, it looks like this is gonna give me about 16 pakoras. And ooh, look at that one, it has a really big chili right there. I love spicy food, but if you don't want it spicy, you can definitely just put 1 serrano pepper instead of 2, or just leave them out completely. Oh, we're almost ready to eat them. We're getting such a beautiful color with these. And I'm basically just cooking them in the oil for like less than a minute aside. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm ready to eat those pakoras. Alright, I'm like ready to devour these onion pakoras, but let's go ahead and try it and see how it came out. So they're traditionally served with 2 chutneys. One is like a sweet, tangy chutney, and the other one's just like a spicy, usually it's just called like a spicy green chutney. And I actually have videos for both of these chutney recipes, and I'll make sure I include them at the end of this video. Alright. It came out perfect. It's nice and crispy. We have a great color. The texture's great. And see how I was saying like at the beginning while we were making the batter that it might feel like it's not enough batter, but it totally is. Like it looks kind of dry when you're mixing the dry and wet ingredients together, but it came out perfect. And that rice flour gives it a really nice crispy texture. This came out so good. I hope you try making this recipe at home. Be sure to subscribe for some more awesome videos. Bye!